Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sammy here with another video, and this is actually kind of more like a bonus video because it's being posted on Saturday, where I normally post on Mondays and Thursdays. But I had this thought that I've been sharing all of these different planners with you guys and how I'm going to be using them, or how I am currently using them if they've already started. But I haven't really talked about pens, and I feel like with planners, you have to find that perfect pen to work with your planner, or else, like, paper planning is kind of silly if you don't have the right pen. And so I grabbed my three main planners that I am going to be using throughout this year, and just with their paper. And I grabbed a bunch, like, here are all the pens, just a bunch of different pens that I have that are different brands or different styles. And I thought, why not do like an ultimate pen test in all of these planners and give you guys some ideas of what we're looking at. So the planners we're going to test paper with are the Daily Life Planner. They have updated their paper for this new academic planning season, and so their paper is different, and so I'm excited to see what that looks like because I have not written in this planner at all yet. The next one, this one's new, no one has seen this planner before. This is a happy planner, and I actually went to Michael's to grab this for the sake of the planner pen test video. But then I was thinking about how I could use this afterwards as a content planner, and like, because I already have that petite notebook from Erin Condren that I've been using, but I really want to plan out not just my YouTube content, but my Instagram content. So I grabbed this for a little bit more in depth, but I figure a lot of people use Happy Planner, or that's how they get into planning. And so we need to test out their paper as well. And then, of course, I grabbed one of my Erin Condren planners. This one is the monthly planner, and so I figured that I could find a note page in here to test pens with. So let's go ahead, and we can actually just start with the Erin Condren. Let me flip to the back, and I will actually just write on a notes page, and then we are just going to go through all of these pens, and I'll tell you what they are, and I'll write their name as I write them out. But I just thought we would test them out. So the first one we're gonna do is the Sarasa Clip Point 5 pen. This is from Zebra. This is my favorite pen right now. I've been using this for everything, and so we'll just write okay. And I love this pen because it writes super smooth. Okay, I am a little bit heavy-handed with stuff when I write, and so it does kind of have a little bit of bumpiness on the back just because I do press a little bit harder. But so far so good. I love this. It doesn't smear. I'm left-handed, so that's a big thing. We'll just move down. This is now a Papermate Flare, and it's actually their ultra fine. Ooh, I really like that too. It's super good. I don't like the chunkiness of the actual, like, regular Papermate flares, and so that is super nice. Sorry guys, I had to stop the video because my freaking cat is a wiener, and she loves to eat flowers, and my husband has been getting me flowers every month this year, and I keep them in my craft room because that's where I'm going to see them every day. and she was in here eating them, and it was making me mad, and I tried to throw something at her, but it didn't scare her enough, so I had to get up and get her. But anyways, so here's the Papermate Ultra Fine. Once again, there's a little bit of shadowing on the Erin Condren, but it's nothing terrible. Let's go ahead and just try for kicks and giggles. We'll just write right here. We're just gonna write pink, because you can get these in other colors, and that's always fun too. Yeah, same thing. No bleed through, but you can kind of see it. We can just move down and do a Sharpie. So this is actually the Sharpie pen. Did not get a good start on that. I like the Sharpie pen, but not on Erin Condren paper, because Erin Condren paper has this tooth to it, and I feel like with how Sharpie's pens are made, it just kind of like bleeds through, or like it kind of like absorbs it. I don't know how to explain it, but no ghosting there. We decided to bring out the big boy and actually pull out a Sharpie pen or Sharpie marker. Okay, yeah, I know it's gonna bleed through. So that definitely does bleed through a little bit on the Erin Condren paper. Let's go ahead and now jump into this. This is a Chrissy Ann Designs pen, but it is a micro perm. And it looks like, I can't tell if that's the 0.3 or the 0.5, but it looks good. This is the only type of pen I have found that you can write on Chrissy Ann Design stickers, and so she has started to include those like in bundles and things like that. Okay, I think, ooh, let's do this next. So I like to use the Micron or the Pigma Microns when I'm setting up notes pages and stuff, because it doesn't bleed as bad as like the micro perm. So this is the Micron 05. It's actually 0.45. And then we'll just do, this one's like graphite, or not graphite, graphic. Ooh, I like how that writes. And then this is the brush. We could probably do one of those like artistic. Yeah, that was bad. No, I don't want to split the tip. There are those, and those don't bleed through either. There is a little bit of shadowing, but okay. Let's just move along. This is one of those dot markers that everyone's loving. It's a knockoff. I have not purchased the original dot pens. I don't even know what they're called, but I found these on Amazon. They were like 10 bucks, and they are pretty good. I like them. No bleed through. It works great. Okay, let's jump into Erin Condren pens. Now, these are just some of the Erin Condren pens I have. We'll start with the dual tip pen. Dual EC. And these are their old pens, by the way. they're updating all of that stuff. So there's the thicker tip and the finer tip. There's no bleed through really on that. Okay, this is one of their new pens, dual tips, and it's like a pen and a highlighter. These actually came out with the new planners. And I wish they would have put the names of the colors on them, because I don't know what those are. But once again, I wouldn't imagine any bleed through or anything there. Okay, this pen is an Erin Condren pen, and it came in the spring seasonal surprise box. I'm pretty sure this is like a ballpoint pen. I mean, it writes okay. Ballpoints are not my favorite, but there is that. And then there's no bleed through obviously with that, but since I am heavy-handed, it does kind of get a little bumpy. Okay, now let's test Emily Lay pens. So this is the Simplified pen. It has a lot of weight to it. I really like this pen a lot. I have two of them and I always forget about them in my life, but that's a good pen. And then we have the Precise V5. Yeah, let's do it right here. That actually looks pretty good too. I got these from the Simplified website. That's why they say Emily Lay on them. And then I also have the Simplified Pilot Friction highlighters. And apparently with these, there's no bleed through or anything, which is awesome. But with the friction stuff, you should be able to erase it. So we're gonna try that. We'll erase half of it. And yeah, the paper feels fine. There's no residue or anything. I really like that. Obviously the paper does kind of get a little like wrinkled because you're putting pressure on it, but nothing too bad. And then we have the mild liners. All right, these are not their real colors, but just for time's sake. And I use these all the time, so the tips are kind of sad on the writing side. But I really like Erin Condren paper. I feel like with pens, it's good. And there's no bleed through. Another thing I wanted to try is I feel like these three pens, the Zebra, the Papermate, and the Sharpie would probably be the most used in a planner. And so I'm just going to write test on all of them and then highlight over it. And we'll use the red. So it looks like the Zebra and the Sharpie pen held up the best with the highlighting. You can kind of see a little bit of smudging from the Papermate Flare. So if you're highlighting over it, just be aware of that. I normally will highlight and then write. And so that's what I do. But, oh, and then we're gonna do pencil just for fun. I mean, it's just a pencil, but just to kind of see how it writes. I love Erin Condren paper. I love the thickness and the tooth to it. It's really good. Now we're going to do the Happy Planner really quick. Same process. And this paper is a lot thinner. I don't know how thick their paper is, but it definitely is not as high quality as Erin Condren. And I actually had a Happy Planner when I got into planning, and I didn't like it after I found Erin Condren because I just felt like the paper was super cheap. So, oh, there's actually no bleed through. You can't see through it at all. So that's awesome with those two. And then we'll do the Sharpie. Okay, so this paper, since it doesn't really have any tooth to it, the Sharpie pen writes really nice over it, or on it. And then let's write that. We all know that's a marker. Okay, so there's no bleed through on any of the pens so far except the Sharpie marker. And then we have the micro pen. I really like how all these pens are writing so far. Okay, so that one kind of bleeds through a little bit. I need to like make a pile of what I've used and what I haven't used, so I'm not like going crazy. Okay, and then micron. Then we have the brush. And the graphic. So no bleed through on any of those, which is awesome. Let's do this. Ooh, that was kind of juicy. Dot marker. Okay. So yeah, so the juicy one, there is definitely some bleed through, and you can kind of see some ghosting on that, but as long as you're not pressing too hard, I feel like you're okay. Okay, EC ballpoint. I don't really like this pen. I don't use it either. I don't know. I just don't feel like I have that much control. It's weird. And then we'll do this EC dual. Okay, so Erin Condren, there is no ghosting or anything, but once again, I am heavy-handed, and this paper is a little bit thinner, I feel like, than the Erin Condren paper. It is bumpy on the other side. But I actually really have fun doing this. It kind of helped me take inventory of all the pens I have. Okay, there is that dual tip, no ghosting. And now let's crank through the Simplified. I just love that. I love the weight that pen. So good. Okay. Once again, no ghosting really. It's awesome. And then let's hurry and do this highlighter. Okay. Oh, I kind of smeared a little bit. That's probably because it was a little wet still. Okay, I'm having a little bit of hard time. There we go. Erasing it, but it still works. There's really no damage to the paper, and I think that's because this is a smoother piece of paper. We're not gonna write the colors, I feel like, as long as we do that, but we will do this test again just to see. And yes, we do give it some dry time, just because obviously if you're writing over something and then you immediately highlight it, it's gonna smear. Okay, so on the Happy Planner paper, it looked like it did smear with the zebra pen, and then once again with the Papermate flare. And so and then pencil. Actually writes pretty nice on that paper. So there's that. Next up, we are going to do Simplified Planner, and one of the big advertising points I felt like with this planner this season is their paper, because they got new papers. So let's see what it's all about, shall we? It feels really good. I like how smooth it is. Okay, so there's no bleed through, just bumpy. Okay, I like that one. Oh, it kind of does smear. Don't rub a Papermate flare. That's smeared. That's gross. Okay. Sharpie pen. I feel like the Sharpie pen writes really good on the Emily Lay paper. I've used Sharpie pen in their planners before. I really love it. Sharpie. Ooh, yeah, that is definite. Bleed through. Okay, let's try out that micro perm. Yep, there's bleed through there as well. I don't normally write with a micro perm pen though on actual paper. I only really use it on my Christian design stickers, but I figure why not share it with the world, so in case you do want to write with the actual marker on your planner, you know what's gonna happen. That's beautiful. We'll do our squiggly right there. Okay, let's see those. So none of those bled through. So that's good. I feel like the micron and the micro perm are very similar. So if you like that, but you don't want the bleed through, maybe consider the micron instead. Okay, let's do dots. I kind of juicier one at the end on purpose, just to see. Okay. Oh, look at that. So even that juicier one at the end, there is some ghosting, but you can't see through it. Okay, and then let's do AC pen. Do the AC dual. I really like how that writes. I'm glad I got the set of those, because the last thing I really need is more Erin Condren pens. Okay, let's check those out. Okay, so those will look good. No bleed through, nothing really. Okay, simplified pen. Oops, on simplified paper. Did it die? There we go. It was just being shy. I love that, guys. I need to use this pen more in my life. I always forget about it. And then the Precise. This is also, it's not a simplified planner pen, but they do sell them in their shop, so you'd hope that they write fairly well. And then here is that highlighter. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling. I feel like you need to let this dry, like at least for a minute before you erase it, because you can kind of see like a faint line of where it was, but none of those like bleed through or do anything weird to the other side of the paper. Okay, now let's do our mile planners. Okay, once again, there's no bleed through or shadow there. And then we will do that final test with these pens, but I'm also going to use the Simplified pen just because this is the Simplified Planner. And so I'm assuming those people that buy this planner have probably purchased one of these pens before, because you can get it in the planner bundle. That's why I got mine. Okay. Okay, so there was some bleeding, smearing there and there. I think the only one that really held up was that Sharpie pen, because even the Simplified pen, there is some smearing. So I feel like just highlight before, or just give your pen enough time to dry. Obviously don't immediately do it, but that is basically all I had for this video, is just to kind of show these planners. So we have the Simplified. Everything really held up on this paper except the Sharpie marker and the micro perm. So really pick whatever pen you love. And if you're heavy-handed, especially with pens like the Simplified pen, the Zebra pen, if you are heavy-handed, you're gonna have some bumpiness on the back like mine, but that doesn't really bug me. With the Happy Planner, once again, micro perm smeared, not smeared, it bled through, Sharpie, and then that juicy dot bled through as well. And then you do have that bumpiness from the pens if you are heavy-handed. But as long with the dots, as long as you're gentle, you'll be fine. And then lastly, Erin Condren. Really the only things that bled through with this as well are the Sharpie marker and the micro perm. So once again, I feel like that those two pens were the ones that caused the most havoc on the paper. All these papers are different in some way. Erin Condren does have that thickness to it and then has the tooth. I don't know that much about Happy Planner paper. It does seem like it's gotten a little bit thicker since I've last used it. But it is a thinner type of paper, but it held up just as well as the Erin Condren paper when it came to pens. And then Simplified Planner has new paper. It's a lot smoother. It's not as gritty as it used to be. And I love it. I'm really excited to write on this paper. And the same thing. The only issues it had is the Sharpie marker and the micro perm. So if you stay away from those two, which I don't know anyone that plans with a Sharpie marker, but if you stay away from those two pens in your planner, you should be set, no matter what type of planner you're using, anything like that. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, kind of seeing some different pens and different planner paper, all of that fun stuff. In the comments below, please share with me your most favorite pen. I am a pen snob. Now that I am a planner, I am very picky about my pens, and I am team black. It has to be a black pen. So share with me your favorite pens in the comments below. Also, let's talk. Are you team black? Are you team blue? Are you team colorful? Are you team whatever you have in your purse at the moment? Because I get that. There are some days where I have to swallow my pride and write with whatever I have in my purse if I'm not prepared. But let's talk about that in the comments below. Also, let me know if this was helpful to you guys, or if you have any questions or want to see more videos like this. But until next time, guys, that's all that I have for you guys today. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of the fun we are having around here, talking about planners and pens and just all things planning. And until next time, guys, I'll see you all later. Bye.